B'ezrat Hashem, we're dedicating the Shiur for the success and health of Eitan Moshe ben Shendel Ruth, and for the success and health of Chaya Higgins. That Hashem going to help them with His kindness to find themselves and to be happy. There's much to find. Every person's got a lot to find. So, Rabbeinu in Torah 38, Lamed Chet, is teaching us on the tshuva, on the embarrassment that the person feels when he's standing in front of the king, when he's coming to confess. And Rabbeinu is saying that before of the tshuva, before the person completed that process of coming back to Hashem, so still, עדיין ידיעתו בקטנות. Still, his understanding, his power of understanding is very small. He's not able to understand it all, at all. על ידי זה בושתו אינו בפועל על פניו. So this is why you cannot see the shame and the humility that he's got on his face. It's not on his face actually. כי חטאותיו מטמטמין שכלו וידיעתו, because his sins are still מטמטמין, blacking, מטמטמין, לא אותם, מטמטמין.
לא אותם.
שמי שאוכל שצים ומצים, מטמטם את ליבו.
Makes him stupid.
That's the result.
Yeah, that's the result. His heart is contaminated and blocked because of the sins. And this is why he's a fool. He cannot understand the private supervision of Hashem. And he's got complaints and everything. And he wants to argue with every situation in his life. And he's not happy, never satisfied. על ידי רוח שטות שבקרבו, by those bad spirits of nonsense that he's got inside of himself, all of those craziness, lusts and desires. It's madness, it's craziness. Those are imaginations that a person have. You see something, you have a desire for that thing, and actually that thing is damaging you. You have to eat. So you have to eat sugar. You have to You have to drink something. Every imagination that you have, the truth is that it's just going to hold you back from getting closer to Hashem. That sugar now, if you ate it, you wanted a chocolate bar or something, you saw it, that's it, you had a desire for that thing. Now, if you're going to lean on that thing, really you're going to become to be happy because of eating that chocolate bar, it's going to block the light of Hashem Yitbarach from you, because next time that you're going to feel sad, so immediately you're going to look for a chocolate bar and you will forget that Hashem Yitbarach, He is the source of your happiness, that He can make you happy. You found an easy solution, and that easy solution took you to a long way, not easy at all, of need to come back from there. Now you're going to have to break that lust and desire that you have for food, for sweets, for imaginations, and there are even things that are a lot worse than that. It depends on how much the soul, the nefesh of the person, maybe we can say the body, been contaminated, means was happy and excited by sinning. That's corresponding to how much that he was enjoying and satisfied sinning. That's how much it's going to be hard for him to come out from that. And it's written, Mayim gnuvim imtaku, that water that are stolen are sweeter than regular water. At least that's the imagination of the person. So if he knows that there are things that are very, very not allowed, and he's doing that, so it just pushes him forward and forward into the hands of his own Yetzer Hara. And how we're going to climb out back from that place, that's a disaster. Need to understand that a lot of times for people also, they think that something is not allowed, and because of that they feel that they're sinning every time that they're doing it, even that it's not a sin at all, and it can be even a mitzvah. Just they assume that they're sinning now and they're forcing themselves to fall into the hands of Yetzer Hara, to feel like that they're drinking from those stolen water, and they can never go out from those lusts and desires. If there's a couple and they live their life in purity and in Kedusha, and now they allow, in the days that they allow to be together, or if there is some poor woman that all of her life she been taught by her parents or by the people, her friends, that she have to be skinny and she's not allowed to eat, and that to eat too much is going to make you fat and it's a bad thing. Those couples that they're allowed to be together, but all of their childhood their very strict parents taught them that it's not modest, that you don't do that and this and that, and they're growing with assumptions that things that they allowed to do that actually can even be mitzvot is not allowed for them to do. And while they're just eating or running normal life together, they feel that they're doing something wrong all of the time. And by that imagination, the Yetzer Hara takes that imagination that he makes you feel like you're a sinner, and he's increasing by that your desire for that act, to eat more sweets. Because you stole, last time that you ate the chocolate bar, you were stealing it in your mind, in how that you thought about that. Because for you it's not allowed to eat. It is allowed to eat. No problem with eating it. You can say sharkol, you can say mezonot, it depends. It can be even a mitzvah to eat. But for you it's not allowed. And you feel like you've stolen that thing. And now it's increasing the desire that you have for that chocolate bar. And you have to have it, and not allow. So, and then also it's increasing the Yetzer Hara, because every time you blame yourself more and you hate yourself more. A couple, they're allowed to be together if they're married and she's pure and he's behaving in a normal way. They're allowed to be together. It's okay. Nothing happened. But people cannot understand that, because they've been taught all of their lives that that's a sin. It's true, it could have been a sin, but now that you're married, everything's okay. But in their, how you call that, tat-muda, subconscious, it's not allowed. It's a sin, it's an avera, and he's a sinner, and she's a sinner, and they're just living their life in a lie that pushes them toward the hands of Yetzer Hara. This is why it's so important not to act, not to live life automatically, and not to act immediately according to your emotions and to your feelings and to your thoughts and to your stress. This is why we need to take every situation in our lives and to talk about it with Hashem, and to think about that thing, and to say, hey, why am I suffering so much from eating? Why am I suffering so much from have to go to work, from I don't know what? Why? Okay, there are a lot of people that are working also, a lot of people that are going through the same things that I'm going through, and they're not suffering so much from that. What's the difference? Who am I? What's going on? What am I thinking to myself? And please, Hashem, help me to understand more and more and more. That calls a root canal, a tipul shoresh. That's how you go to the beginning of the reason of why you're sinning, why you feel so poor, why you feel so wrong, why you have to break so many rules, why you have to be someone that you don't really want to be, why you hate yourself so much, why you're angry at yourself so much, why you lost yourself so many years ago. When you do tshuva on the root, you can fix it. If now you try to fix something just by plastering it and just saying, Hashem, I'm sorry that I was with my wife. Hashem, I'm sorry that I was eating sweets. Hashem, I'm sorry. You don't need to apologize on that. Even that tshuva that you come and you do, you say, Hashem, I'm sorry on this, on that. It's not, it's a fake tshuva. It's all based on a lie. It will not going to progress you in your avodat Hashem. I'm not saying don't do tshuva until you know what's the root, what's the beginning. I'm not saying that. You have to talk to Hashem Yitbarach in every level that you're holding. But meanwhile, you're not allowed to accept your level and to say that's it, and to stay flat, to stay shallow. Always you have to look for more, to understand, why am I doing that? Why am I thinking like that on myself? Why am I blaming myself so much? Why? There are people, you cannot talk to them. All of the time you see how much they hate themselves, how much they disrespect themselves. All of that, it's not humility at all. It's not humility. They're just wrong. They're just 100% wrong. Because they haven't thought about it enough. They haven't looked, they haven't observed on themselves at all to check, who really am I? Why I have those desires? Why I have those lusts? Why I have those weaknesses? Why I have those angers? Why I have that sadness? Why I have those frustrations? Why? Why am I so afraid? A person can be afraid of women. No one is threatening him. A person can be afraid of parnasa. What's going to be with money? How are you going to... And he's all stressed up because of that. And he cannot function. And nothing happened. Until today he paid. And even if he had some difficulties, everyone have difficulties. You're not the only one. And you're suffering. And you're losing your mind. And you're angry. And you want to revenge. And you want to... mamash. And you hate everyone. It can take the person to places that are not healthy for him. And if you're just going to check inside, you're going to understand why. Because of problem in the education, because things that you saw in life, things that you purchased for yourself, for your character, things that are wrong. Things that if you're going to just think about it and going to work on yourself a little bit, you're going to go out from that very easily. It won't be even hard. The main part of the healing is to recognize the sickness, the disease. First of all, understand really who you are. And don't work out of the stress. No, I have to find a job. I have to work. Why? Because I see that it makes me crazy. Don't go to find the easy solution. It will not going to solve your problem. You're going to work and you're going to become to be a slave of your boss over there. And you're going to lose your mind many times more than today, because you're going to lose your 2 hours in the kollel, and you're going to lose your 1 hour in bodedut, and you're going to lose your lunch with your wife, and you're going to lose a lot more things, and then for sure you're going to lose your mind. So you have to be strong on checking first of all, why am I so stressed? Because I don't have parnasa. I don't have parnasa. But people are not dying so fast out of hunger. People are not... I never died out of hunger. I never saw someone that died out of hunger. Maybe in very far places from here, and it doesn't mean we don't need to help them. We need to do everything we can. But on me today, that risk is not threatening. I don't have that risk in my life. People being kicked out from the houses. I don't know no homeless people. And if I saw... and there's a lot of things like that no, he's afraid. You're not thinking about it enough to understand really what makes you so terrified. What makes you so angry. What makes you so violent and mad and meshuga? And if you're going to think about it, you're going to find small things that are bothering you, like some experiences from the past and some words. And I read once on a certain woman that when she had problems of fears and anxieties, and she was eating a lot. She was eating a lot. She was a very fat woman, and she also was afraid of everything that exists. And she remembered in some kind of therapy that when she was a young girl, her grandmother was feeding her. She was letting her to eat, and she was telling her stories on the massacre in Hebron that happened in Hebron. She was a little girl, that grandmother was a little girl in the massacre in Hebron, that the Ishmaelim was slaughtering Jews all over the place. What? 1929. And the grandmother was telling her stories while feeding her, and she was terrified, and she knew that she had to finish the plate because it was also one of the rules of that poor grandmother. And she was eating and eating, and the grandmother was shoving food into her mouth and shoving those horrifying stories of what those Ishmaelim were doing to her family and what she saw with her poor eyes when she was a girl. And that's it. And so, what's going to do that little girl that she will going to be skinny and will not going to be afraid of nothing? Almost impossible. But the only way to do it, maybe somehow, it's first of all to understand where it's all started. And there's nothing wrong with the fact that you're eating a lot. And there's nothing wrong with the fact that you're afraid. Now, after hearing that story, we can understand exactly. But a woman looks at herself and she sees that she's fat and she's eating and she's afraid from things that she knows that she is imagining things. So she hates herself. And now she's going to run all of her life with a knife in her hand, stabbing herself all day long in every act, in every thought, in every situation, always going to blame herself, always going to pretend to be a failure, not going to estimate herself at all, and with no reason. Because actually you're just poor, you just suffered, and it's okay. It's okay that you're eating too much, it's okay that you're fat, it's okay that whatever, that you're afraid. We can talk about it, we can solve that situation, we can take it to somewhere else, we can work on ourselves. And every person have those issues, every person have a problem with how that he looks, and with how that he talks, and with how that he thinks, and with how that people think about him, and he cannot believe that he can sit. And it's all from simple reasons of situations that happens to you, and you develop some patterns in life, and that's who you became to be. And you don't have to stay like that. But you have to come to the root, you have to come to the reason, you have to come back to be who that you are inside. I saw today my child jumping all over the house and happy and with no reason. And I said to my wife, I want to be happy like him. What's going on in his mind? He's just happy, he's jumping and nothing. He didn't receive no gift, no candy, nothing. He saw his toys, the old toys that he's playing with them daily, nothing new, nothing important. Just he was happy and he knew how to express it. And that's it. And he lived that moment of he was with Hashem. He was with his toys. That's it. He was just happy. And every one of us can live like that forever. There's no reason not to. And Rabbeinu is telling us that you have the weapon to do that. You have the tool to achieve that. It calls tshuva. It calls tshuva. You need to do tshuva on your sins. You need to regret on your sins. And you need to go back to Hashem. And when you do that, like Rabbeinu is saying that when a person still haven't done tshuva, so the shame is not yet on his face, he doesn't feel close to Hashem, because the sins are making his wisdom stupid, dumb, because of the nonsense that he's got inside of himself. But after it, when he's doing tshuva, when he removes that stupidity from him, he's got more wisdom, he receives more wisdom, and then he's more shy, and he's doing more tshuva, and you can see that fear from heaven, that yirat shamayim, that shame that he's got on his face, and you see that the person is going to have a complete faith, like we explained. I thought about it a lot on what that we learned yesterday, that yesterday I told you that the tshuva depends in how much you believe in the power of your tshuva. That when you do tshuva, if you don't believe that the tshuva helped you to remove the sins and the curtains that were blocking between you to Hashem, so it will not going to help you to do tshuva. Because you imaginate that you haven't achieved the tshuva, you're going to keep on coming to the same places again and again and again, to do again tshuva on that thing, to do again tshuva on that thing, and you're not there anymore. So I compared it in my thoughts to think how silly a person that doesn't believe in himself looks. Now you decided to cook a pot of rice, and you put salt and oil and water, and you boil the water, and you wait enough time, and the rice is ready. But now you don't believe in yourself that it's ready. You don't believe that you cooked the rice. So what you're gonna try to cook it again, and then you ruin the rice. Now let's say you want to iron your clothes, and you ironed it. You done the act. You finished. It's straight. It's wonderful. Now you don't believe in yourself that you've done that. What you're gonna do now? You're gonna burn your shirt. And you want to wash your shirt. You put it into the washing machine, and it's working and working. After an hour, it finished, but you don't believe in yourself that you've done it. So you're going to do it again, and you're going to lose the buttons of the shirt, and you're going to ruin the tfarim, the seam. What? Seams. It's amazing. English is amazing. Mamash, you can use every word to do whatever you want with it. Always. It just seems like it fits, and that's it. A SIM card. So when a person doesn't believe in himself, so he's just acting stupid. Bore Olam came and told you that if you're going to confess on your sins, they're erased. They not exist anymore. And now you've done that. You confessed. And still you feel there's someone to blame. You still hate yourself. And now you're going to make that rice again. You're just adding more water and more salt and more oil, and you're going to boil the water, and you're going to wait another 20 minutes, and then probably you're not going to believe in yourself again. And then when you're going to taste it, you're going to say, it's disgusting, I don't know how to cook. It started because you don't believe in yourself. If you're just going to dare to go with those advice that the Torah is giving you, it's not some silly person that is talking nonsense, tell you, look, do I don't know what, and it's going to disappear. We're talking about the basics, about the foundation of Judaism. All of the religions are talking about that. They learned it from Judaism, that you have to confess, that you have to do tshuva, you need to come back to Hashem. That's the truth. Every person gonna understand that. Even in psychology, you can find that a person have to come and to feel regret and to talk about it and to apologize and to confront to the people that he's afraid from them, and it's obvious. And Hashem said that it's really revealing the light of Hashem Yitbarach inside of you when you're doing that. And you're going to find yourself by doing that. So you just need to dare to believe in yourself and to go on that all the way. And then, when you're going to try that, you're going to find that it's true. Thank you. Chazak u'baruch.